Bombshell evidence how CIA made Obama U.S. citizen drain the swamp. Trump was right by Sassy Liberty for freedomdaily.com. Whistleblower Dennis Montgomery may have discovered the CIA and or other government entities illegally hacked into the Hawaii Department of Health records in an effort to search for birth records of Barack Obama. Investigators report government breaches began on November 14, 2008. This was just after Obama's first presidential victory. Those breaches continued through January 12, 2011, some 3 months before the White House had issued a computerized version of what Obama claimed was the authentic long-form version of his birth certificate from 1961. Meanwhile, the mainstream media scoffed and laughed at anyone that dared to question the authenticity of said document. A database created in 2013 by Montgomery contained large sections of an electronic surveillance database that was provided to Michael Zullo, formerly the Commander-in-Chief investigator of the Cold Case Posse, CCP. A special investigative group created in 2006 in the office of Joseph M. Arpaio, formerly the sheriff of Maricopa County, an Arizona state-certified law enforcement agency headquartered in Phoenix, Arizona. It showed this database was created by the NSA as part of the NSA's illegal and highly unconstitutional surveillance of American citizens in violation of their Fourth Amendment rights under the label of Project Dragnet. Dennis Montgomery is former U.S. intelligence contractor, and he walked away with more than 600 million classified documents on no less than 47 hard drives from both the NSA and the CIA. His breach is considered even larger than that of Edward Snowden. The evidence provided by Montgomery detailed warrantless collection of phone, financial, and personal data, and the unmasking of identities and spy data about millions of Americans. He has accused the Bureau of massive and flagrant amendment violations of the American people. Among those 47 hard drives included information supplied to Zullo regarding Obama's fraudulent birth certificate. And here it states there, Dennis Montgomery. You can take a look at everything slower, but let's move on. Montgomery also filed a suit against the FBI, NSA, and DOJ, and several other government agencies in June of 2017 for their illegal conduct, surveillance of millions of American citizens for years, as reported by AFF in June of 2017. Circa reported Montgomery divulged to the FBI a pattern and practice of conducting illegal, unconstitutional surveillance against millions of Americans, including prominent Americans such as the Chief Justice of the U.S. Supreme Court, other justices, 156 judges, prominent businessmen, and others such as Donald J. Trump, as well as plaintiffs themselves. As such, Montgomery is represented by prominent conservative attorney Larry Klayman of Freedom Works in U.S. District Court. The case is being heard by the exact same federal judge who has already ruled that the NSA's collection of data on Americans is a Fourth Amendment violation, making for a legal proceeding that will affect all Americans for the future. With Montgomery's information in tow, Arpaio and Zullo held a press conference on December 15, 2016, in which the contents of a multiple-year forensics investigation into the validity of Obama's birth certificate was released. The conclusions reached at that the long-form birth certificate released by Obama in April of 2011 was indeed a forgery, and the evidence they supplied strongly suggests CIA involvement in the forgery, with the following breaches of known Hawaiian IP addresses accessed by known CIA IP addresses. Well, I don't really understand that much, but you get the drift that these addresses were from the CIA, in other words. According to Infowars.com, the IP addresses both from the Hawaii government offices breached and from the CIA proxy IP addresses used in the breaches. Montgomery also traced the IP data paths of the breached servers and discovered on a number of occasions information was sent from the breached Hawaii computers only to be routed to a server located in Jakarta, Indonesia, Zulu said. So the data was transferred, okay, from Indonesia. The data was sent back through the server in Jakarta, routed back to government servers in the United States. Montgomery claims the server used in Jakarta was operated by the CIA at the time the breaches were executed. Montgomery brought forward to Arpaio and Zulu the information presented here regarding the CIA breaches of Hawaii government computers that Montgomery alleges was collected while he was employed as a subcontractor for the NSA working on Project Spirit and various surveillance projects. Court documents do verify Montgomery was contracted by the NSA in part to develop computer breaching software that has been utilized in government mass surveillance operations targeting American citizens without legal justification. While Montgomery's credibility has been called into question, Zulu maintains that the amount of information provided by Montgomery related to Operation Dragnet was extraordinarily voluminous, and that Montgomery had shared information with investigators in 2013 that is only now being revealed by media outlets. Zulu claims to have received information from top officials with the Hawaii Department of Health, claiming prior to the release of Obama's long-form birth certificate by the White House, the Hawaii Department of Health was in the process of forging a birth certificate for Obama. Arpaio's investigators also revealed that this same source revealed the attending physician named on the forged document was known to be deceased and was believed to have destroyed all birth records after leaving practice, making him an ideal candidate for forgers. Zulu also claimed to have received information from two different hospital administrators independent of one another regarding meetings held in 2008 as Obama was preparing for his initial presidential bid, where all hospitals on the island worked to identify which hospital Obama was born in. Both administrators attested to the fact no hospital in Hawaii could locate any records to prove Ann Dunham Obama had been a patient or that Barack Hussein Obama was born there. Zulu states Queens Hospital was the hospital originally named by the Obama family as the birth hospital, but when it developed that Queens did not have records of Obama's birth, the family shifted to the story to claim Obama was born at Kapiolani Hospital. Queens Hospital quickly reported publicly that Obama was not born in their hospital. The admission of Queens Hospital that no birth records existed presented a serious problem for the already belabored Obama birth narrative. Kapiolani refused to comment, neither confirming nor denying Kapiolani Hospital was Obama's birth hospital. To date, Kapiolani has not produced a single shred of evidence that any original birth records exist, nor has Kapiolani Hospital ever produced any supporting documentation or released any information that proves Stanley Ann Dunham was a patient at Kapiolani in August of 1961, who gave birth to a son, Barack Obama, supposedly born on August 4th, 1961. Infowars.com also reveals that Zulu went on to point out that a written statement of former Hawaii Director of Public Health Dr. Chiyomi Fukino, issued in October 2008, cast further doubt that an original 1961 LFBC for Obama ever existed in the Hawaii Department of Health archives. On October 31st, 2008, Fukino issued a statement that read in part, "Therefore, I, as Director of Health for the state of Hawaii, along with the Registrar of Vital Statistics, who has statutory authority to oversee and maintain these types of vital records, have personally seen and verified that the Hawaii State Department of Health has Senator Obama's original birth certificate on record in accordance with state police and procedures. No state official, including Governor Linda Lingle, has ever instructed that this vital record be handled in a manner different from any other vital record in the possession of the state of Hawaii." Zulu was not convinced, stating that statement would indicate, if true, that Fukino simply walked into the file vault at the Hawaii Department of Health, went to the shelf containing the bound book volume holding some 500 certificates, including Obama's, located inside that bound book, touched it, and returned the bound volume back to its proper place, back on the shelf along with the other 500. The CIA breach would also enable the unpredictable insertion of fraudulent digital information of a fictitious birth event to be surreptitiously implanted into the Hawaii Department of Health Vital Records computer's database. Once the fictitious record has been created, that would allow an unsuspecting clerk to simply locate the fraudulent record in the computer database and print a computer-generated short-form birth certificate without ever verifying the existence of the original long-form certificate in the file room vault. Hawaii did in fact originally produce a short-form birth certificate in 2008. In an attempt to quell the growing controversy and to satisfy the questions surrounding the Obama birth narrative, a short form was released in 2008 during Obama's presidential campaign. However, that was a digital record and not an original long-form birth certificate. This did not satisfy the growing number of skeptics. In various discussions with Montgomery, he suggested three-letter agencies had the ability to not only hack into a computer network unnoticed and to download information out of that computer network undetected, but also had the ability to unload information into a computer, again undetected. That load capability would allow the implantation of completely fictitious or altered information at will. Once implanted, this would grant an unsuspecting clerk the ability to create and issue a short-form birth certificate that was retrieved from Hawaii Department of Health legitimate computers in accordance with Hawaii Department of Health procedures and customary practices. Montgomery turned this information over to the FBI along with 600 million records illegally obtained by the federal government for an immunity deal 2 years ago. Okay, you see that. Zulu went on to explain the Obama birth certificate information was included in the information Montgomery turned over to the FBI. The FBI has done nothing with Montgomery's information for more than 2 years. That's when the White House released to the public via the internet a computer-generated PDF file of a purported long-form birth certificate claiming to be a copy of Obama's birth records located in the Hawaii Department of Health vault on April 27, 2011. What the White House released was not a physical hard copy document. It was not a copy of any verified authentic document. It was absolutely nothing. It was a computer-generated PDF file containing a copy of something that had its metadata erased from the electronic file, making it impossible to determine origin and authenticity of the file. The PDF file cannot be relied on as proof a birth event in any legal setting, Zullo insisted. It is not paper. It was created in cyberspace and resides in a computer. On April 27, 2011, Obama showed the nation and the world absolutely nothing. Arpaio and Zullo held a press conference showing Obama's birth certificate where a forensic expert explained it contained 9 points of forgery, established that Obama's long-form computer-generated birth certificate released by the White House on April 27, 2011 had been copied from Joanna Nee's birth certificate. And basically, look, this was an inside job. He's a Muslim. He got in to destroy the country. He ran up the debt, $21 trillion. He destroyed our army. And this was all done through the inside. I don't know who wants to take this country down, but that's what all of this was all about. That's why this guy got in. Trump's trying to figure out how to set the country back on its tracks. It's very difficult because we have the swamp creatures, the CIA, FBI, all the corrupt individuals. Congress is involved. They've got dirt on them. They blackmail them. And this is a mess that it's like a banana republic if we actually take a real hard look at things. And it's a darn shame because, you know, unless this was an inside job, I believe this, he could never be elected president. And he's not a black guy. He's not who he says he was. And you know what the fact was? That the American people, we were used to an easy life. I blame even myself. I was oblivious to all of this before the you know, I started looking into things. That's what I'm saying. That it's a shame. It's a shame, and that's how he got in. The CIA put him in there. That's it. That's it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.